Hi, cuties. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining Karen Boom Boom Rocks. You and your hot flashes and all. Okay. This is the last day we will be going live for the Portia and Curtis wedding because it pretty much wrapped up today. And then I think everything after this will just be anything extra that's happening. I actually forgot today was going to be Valentine's Day, or I would have just did a video instead of having you guys go live because I know some of you are have plans, but it's okay. You could just watch the replay. I'm sure you will watch the replay, and we'll go from there. Okay. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Valentine's and. Uh-oh. All right, so we'll just go ahead and get right into it. We see Heather Weber as well as Ryan. Okay, so on today's episode, Heather goes in to see Ryan, right? Because she wants to let him know that her plan is in motion. They're going to get Esme and she's gonna have them in an RV, and they're gonna ride out and be free from prison and free from the Cassadines. They're gonna be free from everything. And he's just like, how is this plan supposed to work? And so she gives him a Valentine's card, and then she gives him a knife, and she says, you're gonna use this, and just to help if we get into any kind of trouble. It was like, girl, first of all, I feel like this is not going to work out for me. I feel like you're using me as a scapegoat. Goat. And she was like, no, why would you say that? And he's like, because I'm not supposed to be able to move. I'm not supposed to be able to do anything. And now you're telling me that we're going to go ahead and leave, and I'm going to have the knife. And what are you going to have? Esme's hand. And he also was like, plus, is Esme down for this? Is Esme going to want to do this? And she was like, Heather is just going as she wants. Hi, Aretha. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Valentine's Day. My plan is to snuggle and watch your review. Okay. Thank you. Sandy Halanicki in chat. Hi, Sandy. Thank you so much for joining. Lakeisha, thank you so much for joining. Hey, ma'am, calm down. Kia, hi everyone. And LaShanta says she's here. Thank you guys so much for joining. I was telling you earlier, I forgot it was Valentine's Day, or I would have just did a review because I know some of you have plans with your loved ones and everything. But since you are here, let's keep going with this review. So that's pretty much it with Heather and Ryan. She's just like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get away with everything. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're gonna escape, and if we have to, you're gonna help. And he's just like, well, what is Esme going to say about this? Because I feel like she is going to have concerns, and Heather hasn't told Esme anything. And he was like, how are you going to get a pregnant woman who has no memory? Like, maybe if this was the old Esme, they could get her to go along with it because, she always wanted to know her mother. And he said, but this is the no memory Esme, and she wants to act right. She doesn't want to be a part of, criminal activity and everything. Here, ma'am, I'm sorry. You could take it. You could take it. So she doesn't want to be a part of criminal activity. Hi, Ryan, Aaron. Thank you so much for joining, Aaron. Sorry about that. And so she was just like, but we need to go ahead and try to get this done because we have to figure out a way to get Esme out of here. And so with that, they're going to leave. She's gonna figure out a way to get Esme on the RV. So then we go over here to Dante as well as oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to drop the link. If you want to join, you have any thoughts since this is the last day of the wedding. If you want to have any thoughts and want to get on to share your thoughts, there is the link. You can do so. So then we have Sam and Dante who have made it to England, and they go to this bar where Maggie was supposed to be working, right? So they go there and they're asking about her, and there's a woman there. She's a redhead woman. She's around the age that Esme's nanny should possibly be, and they're asking, have you heard of Maggie Fitzgerald? And she was really friendly and everything to them at first, but then she's like, no, I've No, I haven't heard of Maggie. She said, actually, I know a Margie, but not a Maggie. But you could tell that, either she's lying and she knows who Maggie is, or she's Maggie. And so they start telling her, well, we're looking for her because of Esme. And she was like, what about Esme? And like, why do y'all need her? And they said Esme has gotten herself in trouble, and we know Maggie could help us because she would know who Esme's father is, or any relatives that she possibly have. She would know that information. And so they're like, oh, I don't know about any of that. She was saying, well, Marjorie, she used to be here, but then like she used to come on Thursdays for trivia, and then she just left, and she was really great at trivia. She said, but I'm not. And then she was like, she knew all of the Spice Girls, and then she named all of the Spice Girls, but she just said she wasn't really great at trivia. So they're like, And anyway, she doesn't give them any information. She tells them, she can't help, right? I'm going to get in the comments real quick. Heather really embodies the phrase nuttier than a fruitcake, right? Thank you so much, Getting to the Root, for joining. Thanks, Jane Doe. Hello all. Happy V-Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. I'm mad. Where are the fireworks? Exactly. Oh, that's the link. I'm so disappointed in the writers. We wanted drama at the wedding. There was no screaming, no stopping the wedding, no hair pulling. What the heck? That was Maggie, yeah. And the bar looked like Charlie's. They have to reuse sets and everything. I hope Dante realizes that's Maggie. Yep. So it looks like they think it's her because they don't get any information out of her. But then as they're leaving, the bar, you could tell she's really nervous, right? And Maggie goes and she gets this box and she pulls out all of these letters, and they're from Esme. So we figure out that, oh, this is Maggie. And Dante and Sam go outside and they say, you know what do you think? And she said the same thing you're thinking, that she's lying and she knows information. So they think that it's either Maggie or it's someone, or she knows who she is. All right, let's go into the comments. Oh, wow, there you are. They will stretch this wedding another week. Wonder who killed. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Gary. Medora, thank you so much for joining. Wonder who killed Esme's adopted parents. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That bartender seems fishy to me. And Trina at Stella Hotel, everyone looking for her. Exactly. All right, let's move on to the next phase because they're just going to have to figure out that that's the bartender. So then we see Aunt Stella with Jordan. So Jordan comes over and Aunt Stella says, you don't want what I got. And she either said it's contagious or it might be contagious or something. And Aunt Stella is in the Bible because she is so conflicted on this. On the one hand, she wants to tell what's going on, what's happening, but on the other hand, she doesn't want to ruin. She actually likes Portia, and she doesn't want to ruin this because she does not have proof that Trina is Curtis's daughter. So she doesn't want to say something, and it's not the truth, So she's just like, oh, I don't know what to do about this. Hold on, just a second. Ryan still want to stop at Ava. Oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot about that, because Ryan said with the plan, he's this is Ryan and Heather. He's like, with the plan, he's willing to go along and get in the RV, but he needs to make another stop. And I said, you still want to mess with Ava? But they're also upset with Nicholas because they realized he was trying to kidnap their grandbaby by having Esme sign over her rights. Hi Nikisha, thank you so much for joining. All right, so we see Aunt Stella is she's just conflicted because on one hand she's like, I want to tell what's going on, but on another she's just like, I can't. And so now she has mixed feelings about Portia. And it was nice to see Jordan tell Aunt Stella, like, Portia at the end of the day, she's a good woman, because Aunt Stella was like, girl, and she said, no, she is this was a mistake. And Jordan understands how this got out of hand for Portia, because it's like she didn't want to hurt Marcus, and tell him that Trina isn't his child. She didn't, like, after everything was going on with Trina. So, with the framing of going could possibly go to prison with the framing of the sex tape, revenge porn, and everything. So she was like, so she didn't want to bring it up then for Trina. And then with Curtis, it just kept snowballing where she wasn't telling him the truth. And, months kept going by. And Aunt Stella's like, I understand that. But at some point, like when they planned the wedding date, when they set the wedding date, when they started planning the wedding, she had time to tell because like Trina has been out of trouble since the summertime, summer, fall. So she could have said something at some point. And I like that Jordan was defending Portia in that moment, just like I get it. I get why she didn't want to tell. But Aunt Stella is just like, so now what are we supposed to do? Because now she's like, I feel like I should have went to the wedding, but on the other hand, I just couldn't go to the wedding because I didn't want to be such a hypocrite and sit there and watch this and knowing this. I hope Curtis isn't upset with Aunt Stella when he finds out she kept this secret, because honestly it's not her secret to tell, even though she did know a lot of these. It's not their secret to tell. Let's see. Lanikia Curtis said Portia was treated. She said no. Yes, she did ask him like a long time ago. He did ask her, and she said no. And she could have told. She could have told then. Portia even had a flashback of him asking that, and she should have been truthful then. She should have been truthful, when she found out that she was pregnant. She could have been truthful then. So she's had an opportunity to tell him the truth. And that was Aunt Stella's rebuttal to Jordan, that she had plenty of time to say the truth if she really wanted to. And so Aunt Stella is just like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's talk about you. And what day it is, what's going on with your love life. And Jordan was like, what, you trying to play matchmaker? She said, no, girl, look at what I did with Curtis and everything. And she was like, no, nothing's going on. I wish they would have something going on with Jordan and her love life. Like they would bring somebody in that she could be interested in, so it doesn't always feel like she's just waiting and hanging around for Curtis. Because right now it just seems like she's just waiting around for Curtis to see what happens there. So then we go to brother. Jordan understands Portia because it's TJ's story as well. Oh, right. Nakisha says, I'm kind of disappointed that the wedding went off without a hitch. Maybe Jordan and Portia brother. Oh yeah. That was if they let if they actually bring them on as cast and they stay on a while, that would be something that she could go into, like a romance. And then they had brought on a detective, but we've only seen him one time, but if you went to his page, he said he was supposed to do a few episodes. So I was like, well, maybe he could have been someone for Jordan. I don't know. Bring anybody on for her. Jordan should date Portia's dad. Isn't his wife he's married though, right? He's married. But anyways, so we get to this wedding, y'all. And when I tell you, our brother, even better, yes. When I tell you I'm so disappointed in this wedding, it was almost as much of a letdown. If you watch Days of Our Lives when Gabby and Lee got married and it just went off without a hitch, it's kind of a letdown like that, where you expect it to be some secrets to be exposed, fireworks. I told y'all how I wanted tears and someone coming in and stopping the wedding. I thought it was going to be that, but they got married. So Portia is standing up there and they said, do you guys have anything that would stop the wedding? And she's thinking about it and she looks back at Trina and Trina says, it's okay. Like, go ahead and marry him. I'm cool with it. And so she does. And they start reading the vows and everything out to each other. And, Curtis just tells her how he loves her and he adores her. You know how they do the vows. And then she starts doing her vows, and she starts telling him about, let's see. Does anyone think Spencer is a simp? Why? Why do you think Spencer is a simp? These writers are going to play with us a little longer. Yes, they are, Aaron. And the fireworks can come after the wedding. LOL. No, they can, Lakeisha, but we wanted it during the wedding. We wanted it before they got married. All of the fireworks and the wedding to implode and everything. But you're right, they can come after the wedding and it still be somewhat good. It was a little disappointing still, but it'll be all right. So Portia is giving her vows, right? Because they had their own vows, and so she's speaking and she's telling him how much she loves him, and they're so happy that they found each other again. And then she starts choking up because she's on one hand, she wants to marry this man, but on the other hand, she's like, oh my God, I should not be marrying this man, because she's feeling guilty and everything, right? And so she started stuttering, and she's looking around, and she's been crying the whole wedding, but they think it's just like she's so happy to be married. She's crying happy tears. And so Curtis is like, what's going on? Because she's stuttering, and everybody's starting to look concerned, like, what's the matter? And then she looks back at Trina again, and Trina is like, it's okay, it's okay. She just keeps telling her that throughout the wedding process, because Portia keeps looking back at her. And so then Portia looks at everyone. Like, she looks at her family, she looks at Taggart, Marcus, she looks at Marshall and TJ and Molly, and she was like, oh, I'm just, because Curtis is like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm just so overwhelmed that, we're going to be a family, and your family is now my family. And I said, it's been Trina family, but anyways. So she's just like, oh, I'm just so happy and everything. So they go ahead and they get married. They put on their rings. And I said, what? Wait a minute. I thought we were going to stop it. I thought somebody was going to stop it. I thought Portia was going to stop it, because she was looking very guilty throughout this whole process. Like, there's never been a bride that has looked more guilty than Portia has throughout the whole process, but nobody is saying anything. Let me go to the comment. Oh, sorry. Because Spencer acts like he's worthless without Trina. Oh, okay. Okay. Love the look and smile between Spencer and Trina while they were exchanging rings. Yes, that was really cute. Yeah, you could tell they really like each other. Hi, Queen of the South. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. When Portia was crying, I thought she would faint. Even that would have been better than what we got so far. Yeah, because we know why she's being so dramatic, but they don't. No one knows it. And the people who, like, it would have been perfect to me if they had Stella and Jordan there, and Portia would have been feeling guilty, wanting to marry him, and then afraid that one of them were going to say something, but they didn't do it. They just let them get married, and it was a cute little occasion for them, and they're so happy. The build up was for nothing. Yes, because the whole time we're building up, we're thinking somebody is about to stop this wedding. And at one point you thought, okay, Portia, she's not going to be able to go through with it, because when she was stuttering and she couldn't get her thoughts and words together, I was like, she about to break. She was about to break, but she didn't. She went ahead and married him. I said, girl, you should not have married this man. So Drew announces them, and they come out, and they're having their dance and everything, because they've gotten married at this point. So they come back out as the newlyweds. And then we see people talking, like Elizabeth and Finn talking, and they're looking at Portia and Curtis and saying, oh, they make it look so simple. I said, baby, it is not simple. Don't be envious of them. And that's the whole thing about, how you look at a couple and be like, oh my gosh, they're ideal, and, their goals and all that. No, because you don't know what people are really going through. So Finn and Elizabeth are looking at Portia like, oh my gosh, they make it look so simple. If all of it could just be this simple. And, they're just wishful thinking. Sammy says, Jordan still loves Curtis. She should have said, stop the wedding and give me my man back. Take him back. But Curtis, I don't know. I feel like, and y'all can tell me if y'all disagree, but I feel like Curtis would forgive Portia. Like, he would be upset, but in the end, he would end up forgiving her for this. I feel like they're going to work this out, and she's going to be with him. I just don't want him with Jordan anymore, because of the way he's treated her by always throwing Portia in her face. Her conscience is gonna get her. She is gonna face Stella. Exactly. I think so too, because you could already tell it was bothering her at her wedding. You could already tell it was bothering her then. So I feel like she's not gonna be able to live with this. I don't know how she was able to get married, because she is the most miserable looking bride. Like, on one hand, she's happy, and on the other hand, everybody can look at her and like, what is wrong with you? that was it with Finn and them. They're just like wishing that, everything would be easy like it was. And they toast to, everything going better for them. So then we see Spencer and Trina and Josh, and they're like, oh my gosh. Okay, mama. They're like, oh my gosh, look at this, the wedding. Look at my mom. She's so happy, and they're like, true love wins out and everything. And then Spencer says, yes, it does. And he's looking at Trina. Trina's looking at him. I say, y'all are too cute for me. Portia, Sandy says Portia can do no wrong in Curtis's eyes. Exactly. He gonna have his feelings hurt. Hi, Shakira. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Robbie. Oh, from Australia. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. What time is it in Australia right now? Love the daddy daughter. Okay, so yes, then we go to Portia. She's doing her Curtis says it's time for you to dance because he and Portia have done dancing. So her dad gets Portia and they start dancing, and then Marcus Taggart goes over to Trina and he's like, would you like to dance? And she was like, yeah, let's show them how it's done. So they're dancing and Portia looks over, because Drew announces, it's a dance off and everything. And, between the Portia and her dad, and then Portia's daughter and her dad, and it was real cute or whatever, but Portia couldn't even enjoy that because she felt so guilty. And then while they're dancing, Curtis said, may I cut in? And so they cut in 10:21 on a Wednesday. Okay. Curtis so high and mighty. I want his face cracked when he say poor thing about you. LaShonda said she never got over that poor thing. He did. Like, that's what it is about Curtis. Maybe that's why I like him, but I don't like it's the way he treated her. Let's see. I wish Spencer and Trina dance didn't get cut short. Right. So Trina and Trina and Curtis are dancing, right? And she asking him, how do you feel? And he's like, he's so happy. And, he has not only because of her mom, but because they brought the families together and she's a part of that too. And he adores her. He and Taggart have worked this thing out where Taggart is like, you're the stepdad now, so I'm going to share Trina with you because he knows that Curtis loves Trina and wants to protect her as well. And so Portia looking over there at Curtis and Trina dancing, and her dad is like, what, baby, what is the matter? Because she is all kinds of guilty while this is going on. I'm like, girl, if you already married the man, you got to pull it together now. You've kept this secret for 20 years. Don't go cracking now. I don't know why, but this storyline is making me love Portia here for the mess. Hi, Orange is the new Orange. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for joining. I know, right? Like everyone when they get this group of people together and have a storyline, it's the same when they were at the hospital trying to wake Oz up. It's always really good to me. I like to see them all work together. So going back to the review, Portia is seeing this and she's feeling so guilty, but it was a nice moment between Curtis and Trina. So then you have people starting to dance, like Sonny telling Nina, let's go dance. And then Yuri and Terry dancing, but Finn and Elizabeth were like, no, we can't, like, we don't do the dancing thing. So they didn't, but everyone's on the dance floor. And then you have Trina talking to Spencer, and he was asking her, will you dance with me? And she was like, do you have one more left? And she was like, with you, like he was like, dance with me. So she started dancing with him, and y'all know it's really cute between them, like, because they have more chemistry than some of the adults on this show. Like, they have really nice chemistry with each other. So she starts dancing and she's happy about her mom, and he was like, she's told him, I thought we were gonna done pretending like to be friends, and he was like, I was never pretending, because he really does like Trina, right? And then he tells her, what's wrong? And she said, well, Stella couldn't be here, and I know Curtis would have wanted, they would have wanted her there. and she's sad that she couldn't be there. And he was like, "What are you gonna do about it?" I said, "Oh Lord, don't go over there. Do not go over there." Let me get in these comments. The writer signs that Spencer is not for Trina. I cannot wait for this to come out. That Curtis, you are the father of Portia's baby, right? I'm disappointing of the weds. Yep. Okay. All right. So, oh, Michael says the writers don't seem to know how to reveal the storyline. You're right. It's like they don't. It's on one hand they're like, no, we can't let Stella and Jordan reveal it, and then on another hand they're like, we're gonna make Portia do it, but then they stop her from actually doing it. But they do say, if you read the spoilers, that Trina is supposed to start becoming suspicious of what's going on, because tomorrow she talks to Aunt Stella, and so she's going to be gross suspicious tomorrow, and then Thursday I believe she's going to confirm her suspicions or something like that they're supposed to say, but we'll see what's going on. Trina and Spencer do have good chemistry. Yes, they do, Shakira. All right. So then she was like, she feels bad because Aunt Stella can't be there. So I said, oh God, don't go over there. But Trina. So then Drew gives his speech, right? So he gives a nice speech to Portia and Curtis because he's the best man. And so after his speech, they're like, thank you, Drew. It means so much. And in his speech, he talks about how Curtis, it's loyalty for him. So, everything they're saying is what Portia has not been to Curtis. And you know what? I'll talk about it later. But Portia has not been to Curtis and everything. But then they're like, okay, it's Trina's turn to give her speech. And they're looking for her. They're like, where's Trina? And Portia's like, where is she? Because she was really excited to be able to give her speech. So they don't know where she has gone. And so then we see Trina and Spencer show up at Aunt Stella's. They're knocking on her door. And, she's asking her, why you didn't come to the wedding? Because Aunt Stella doesn't look sick. I was like, ma'am, if you were telling people you didn't feel well, you can't answer the door looking, because she's dressed. She looks good. You can't answer the door like that. You got to be in some sweats or something to make it seem like you didn't feel well. But y'all, that was General Hospital today as far as the review goes. Let me go into the comments. Where is Stella's hotel located? I hope it's close, right? These writers don't know how to close any storylines. Every time it's lackluster. Yeah, they do. Sometimes you're building up, because I was thinking this wedding was going to be explosive, because we've seen weddings before, at least back in the day on the soaps, where the weddings were always like, if they didn't happen or if it was a secret reveal, you didn't get to the I do's. Like, it happened like right before they were about to say I do's, somebody crashed the wedding, and that's what I was really expecting to happen on this one. You're talking to Shakira. I would love if Trina found out and popped Portia's bubbles. It needs to be a bit more difficult for them. Exactly. It was cute. Josh and Trina were holding hands. Yes. The wedding was a big letdown. Yeah, it was a big letdown, because you just expected more, and they just didn't give you what you were expecting. I'm gonna put this link one more time for anyone who wants to come on the mic and just give their thoughts about the wedding. Y'all are just like, no, we'll just listen to you. Karen Boom Boom Rock says, I was bummed. I thought Stella was gonna show up. I did too. I honestly thought that she was gonna show after she let Jordan left, and because she had been in the Bible, she wanted to tell the truth. I thought she was gonna show up after that. Okay, I don't know what. Yeah, we were looking for the drama today, right? And okay, y'all are talking to each other. We were looking, and the only thing that I have a problem with Curtis on this whole thing is that because he built Portia up to be so he would always, okay, somebody's coming on. Give me just a moment to add you to the stream. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, go ahead and state your name and just tell us what you think about the whole episode.
Hey, everybody. This is Kia. I was there was so much buildup, and then like almost like no payoff, kind of, and which is really annoying because that whole I can't stand the whole Willow storyline, but it was just like it was all this momentum built up, and then it just fell flat because Carly didn't really suffer any type of true repercussions at that time. Everybody just kind of gave her a pass or what have you. And then, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the wedding was beautiful. It was nice to see it play out, but at the same time, I was expecting for Aunt Stella to go ahead and come through and provide those, those fireworks that I'm sure a lot of us were looking forward to. We weren't expecting for this wedding to like be completed in its entirety, but
Right.
I was a little disappointed about that. I mean, I liked the fact that I thought it was very gracious of Curtis to go ahead and I mean of Taggart to go ahead and let Curtis dance with his um you know dance with Trina, not knowing that that might be his kid, but I thought that was a nice gesture, and I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I was kind of irritated about Joss going ahead and adding that little zinger. But it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so I just felt like Trina and Spencer, like those parts, it's like they keep giving us like little crumbs, every so often. And I mean, the dance got cut short, but I mean, at least he's there with her, provide support for Stella. I just feel like they don't capitalize enough on those moments. They always get their scenes cut really short. But yeah, but
Right.
Portia, she had that opportunity, and her conscience was killing her, but she was like, "Nope, I'm gonna hang on tight for the wedding to go play out." And I mean, she just made it 1,000 times worse for her because
Right.
when that junk comes out, and it's a true story because I didn't realize in the flashbacks that that Curtis had actually asked her point blank a long time ago, and she straight up lied to his face. So
Exactly.
I did not realize that. So you know, it is what it is. And I'm in a way, I guess I'm kind of glad that Jordan didn't, uh, do the I object thing, because when those cards come down, Portia has no one, absolutely no one to blame, no one. But that was all.
Right, right, because she's let it. I remember that scene, and then it was nice to see the flashback to let them remind us. Yes, he did ask her, and she still said no, to it. Dana, I'm gonna get right with you. She still said no to it. So, Kia, hold on just a minute for me. Let me have Dana's thoughts, and then I'll come back to you. Okay?
Sure.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you so much for joining. Please give your name and then tell us your thoughts.
My name's Dana, and my thought is this. I believe that this is probably more so a Trina centric story, which is going to lead her to Spencer versus the marriage itself story. I think this is about Trina, and I think she's the one that's going to put everything together and bring it to the reception.
Do you think the fireworks are going to happen at the reception once Trina figures it out?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Kia, are you thinking the same thing now too, since the wedding went off without a hitch?
That would be wow. That would be mega spicy. I mean, and who's gonna have the deeper impact? I mean, sure, she'd probably be mad at everybody else, but to get roasted, rightfully so, by her own daughter. mm. And so maybe that'd be extra soapy. So yeah, that'd be a good theory, actually.
Okay. And Michael is saying, do you guys think that Taggart suspects Curtis is Trina's bio dad? Do Kia and Dana, do you think he thinks about that at all, or he just believes that Trina is his daughter?
I think he absolutely knows, but just never said anything about it.
Mm, yeah, yeah, because he figures. I
I,
mean, it's not gonna really change anything. I mean, he raised her, and loves her tremendously. So I mean, Yeah, I think I agree with that. I agree with Dana with that.
And do you guys think that Curtis would move past it, like with Portia? Because you know he couldn't forgive Jordan for lying,
Mm-mm.
but do you think
Mm-mm.
he would forgive her?
Absolutely not. He needs to give Portia full force smoke because I mean, and Portia does her stuff, and I think that I mean a lie's a lie, but it's not. It doesn't have that kind of a ripple effect. I mean, basically, Portia kind of robbed that guy of Curtis of actually getting to know his own flesh and blood, and then the fact that she was asked point blank and she straight up said nope. Because even then, she could have gone and taken that moment when he reappeared in her life, or vice versa. She still could have gone ahead and been like, "Hey, I need to tell you something." And yeah, it would have been messy, but they would have been able to work past it so that by the time we got to today, it really would be a truly momentous, joyous occasion because all of that laundry would have been aired out and cleaned up, you know. But she, just decided to keep on going.
But if you think about this though, did anybody ever think that um Portia doesn't 100, it's 50-50 still? Because I don't believe Portia had any level of a DNA test done ever. Because
Mm,
even Jordan said today could be. She made a point of saying could.
that's a good point. But I see, and that's the kind of the
Right.
loophole. It would have been better if if Carly can go ahead and get a sample, a DNA sample done, and other folks, I don't think it would have been as outside the realm of possibility for them to at least confirm. Dang it, I forgot to go to the gas station. Oh, I'm sorry. But it would have been great for, like, I was thinking, picturing in my head, because I'm a writer, I was picturing that when they got to does anybody object later on in the ceremony? And Stella actually, she showed up with confirmation, like a DNA test to say, yes, this is Curtis's kid or what have you. But with it being just a 50-50 thing, that kind of dilutes the whole point. If it ends up being Taggers, then
Right. Because I
Well,
was surprised that
well,
they
I
didn't
don't
use that.
it's 100%. I think it's 100% for me that it is Curtis's daughter, but
mhm.
Portia wanted a level of like deniability.
You
I
Oh,
said you
just,
think she didn't do
I,
the DNA
I
test?
just, yeah, I just always knew in my heart that it was Taggart's.
mm, that is a good point. It's like yeah, that's a really good point.
And I mean, I love Portia's delusions, but she's delusional as they come.
Yeah, because then why would she even go ahead and utter what she said to Jordan during that whole Cyrus Renault stuff? Because nobody would have even known. Nobody would have had any idea.
Oh,
Nope.
when she was they were locked in that where were they locked in? And she was
Or something.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. See, I thought Aunt Stella was gonna do, because remember when she was and Jordan was telling each other, I thought Aunt Stella was doing a DNA test because she was like, we need to find this out before the wedding. So that's
Yeah.
what I thought Aunt Stella
I
was
I
doing.
thought so too. I really thought she was going to do a DNA test.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wedding kind of all of a sudden it was like, oh, tomorrow it's the rehearsal dinner. So I was like, well, they don't have enough time now. So I don't know if they just ran out of time because they were trying to push it. I don't know, because sometimes they do that. They'll drop something in and then they'll pick it up later, just like with the whole Maggie storyline,
Mm-hmm.
where Sam was supposed to be looking for Maggie during Trina's trial, but they're just now bringing this up again.
Yeah. It
um
loses its potency when they do that, I think.
I don't like that either. Like they could have Maggie. Ugh. This whole Maggie thing, it just seems like they just give Sam and Dante something to do because
Mm-hmm.
it's unnecessary now.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause what is the whole point? What is the whole point of finding Maggie now? I don't
mhm.
even remember.
I guess for them to find out that Ryan's the father.
Yeah,
Mm.
because they're thinking whoever is related to Maggie is probably the hook killer. I mean, which I still don't know if Heather was the hook killer all along or if it was Esme and then Heather. LaShanta says, I think Portia knows Trina is Curtis's daughter for a fact. That's why she keeps pushing Marshall to about his to get tested.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because she
That's
was doing
true.
all of that.
That's true.
That is true. Yeah.
That is true.
Man, Portia, dang it.
I'm sorry, Sandy. Were you Sandy in the chat? Were you? So you think Taggart is the father? Thank you, Shanta. They were in the basement when they revealed that information. Yes, thank you.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that was a long time ago, and like General Hospital can really hold storylines because that was a long time ago. And then this summer they kind of brought it up again, and so I was surprised that the wedding happened as fast as it did as well because I thought they were going to hold it a while, um, because it takes months, sometimes years, for them to come the storyline to come to a head.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. It's General Hospital will pull something out for a very long time. A very long time.
Michael says Portia and Taggart were married. Why did Trina not use the Taggart surname?
That's a good point.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Very good point. Do
Man,
y'all
Sandy
do
says,
y'all have, do y'all think that Portia could by any chance be the hook killer? Just by any stretch of the imagination. Because all those people have her in common too. That's all I'm saying.
I don't, I'll look into anything because I said for a minute there, is Cam the hook killer? Because it was like he was never around
mm,
with it as well. So I have no idea because I know they're saying Heather and then it was Esme maybe, but I don't see it because Heather could barely fight them off. So
yeah,
whoever it was at first, that was a strong woman, and Heather could barely, get with Jocelyn.
Right. And it
yeah,
was somebody, and didn't Diane say she knew her?
yeah. She
Or
said
what,
something
something
familiar.
about something familiar about the person.
Mhm.
I keep thinking like it's just like just my wild theory that Portia could be the hook killer. Like she cracked up after she had to revive Oz with that drug and almost lost her job.
I forgot about her and the Oz. Sandy says GH writers love to string us along, and then they turn around to something else. String us along, and then turn the story around to something else. Yeah, because even with the Elizabeth storyline, that went completely left.
Really did. It really did. 'Cause I was hoping it was like
Oh,
a DID thing.
And
uh,
Lakeisha says, so the bartender has the letters. Is she Maggie? I think she's Maggie.
I think
she's
so
a hundred
too.
percent Maggie.
Oh, absolutely.
Says I don't know who the child's father is. Nakisha says, now that we've seen Portia's family, I'm hopeful that Trina will actually be Taggart still. Trina just favors Portia's dad's side of the family to her. Okay.
Hmm.
Very true.
I don't think that the wedding. I think the wedding was really beautiful, Pam. I agree with you.
It was.
Um, Trina missing also in yes, because Trina went to Aunt Stella. Jane says I had hopes for GH when they started off this year with the Willow reveal, but now this DNA mess.
Oh,
Yeah.
that Willow thing just almost got me to the point of just go ahead and throw in the coffin.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
I
dragging
can't
out. It's
I can't
dragging.
I can't take no more of them hating Nina hating Carly. God.
It just dragged on so much. And then it's like there wasn't any true it's like all this buildup and then there's just no true payoff. And I'm like, I remember when there were storylines that it's like they're like November sweeps and February sweeps, they meant that sweeps, and
Mhm.
and yeah, the payoff was tremendous for those storylines that you became invested in. And I don't know what's called off General Hospital. I mean, it's almost like they kind of throw stuff at the board to see what sticks. And then, I hope that Heather's not the hook killer, because it's lame.
That's so
It would
predictable.
be.
I wanted it to be somebody we never ever would have thought of. You know,
Yeah.
That's 100% why I wanted to be Portia, because there would be a lot of story to dig into there as to why, and us knowing, like, peel back the layers of her, because she's getting interesting.
Yeah, that's true too.
yeah, this is the most interesting because I always think of Portia as a little, the character is a little boring, but this I've been invested in this storyline, especially when they started putting legs under it and moving it along.
Mhm.
Lashanta says maybe because Taggart was a hated police officer, that's why she didn't give the last name. Sandy says the hook got lonely and hooked herself. Bye, Sandy. uh could Trina have schizophrenia? See, that's what Portia was afraid of because she was really pushing Marshall and Curtis as well to get tested because she was like, if there's a possibility.
Oh, but going to what Dana was saying, what if really she's trying to go ahead and maybe rule out Marshall and Curtis's side, because maybe her side of the family maybe does have that.
Did they say why her mother was sick? Because we know something's going on with her mom, but did they say why? I can't remember if they said why.
I
Think-
don't know, but it'll be interesting if they do bring her on later, and I hope it's somebody good. I don't
mm,
know.
mm.
Right. Lakeisha says, no Portia the hook killer. They show the bottom half of the hook's face when she went after Nicholas and she's white. Well, Portia
Okay.
is light
Yeah, she
skinned.
is.
But I hear you, Lakeisha.
Yeah.
Willow and Michael to wait 6 months to look for a donor. That I'm just and then I don't like the storyline with Michael going after Sonny. That whole
I'm so
storyline.
over that.
I am too.
There's no reason for it anymore.
Yeah, he should just drop it. I mean, there's way more important things. His wife is literally looking the grave in the face. That would be the least of my concerns. I would just drop it. It's a waste of time.
It really is. I like just him, Michael being angry at you don't have time for all of this right now.
Mm,
Well, just Michael's just angry in general, and I get his anger um sometimes, but it's just gone on too long, and they're not giving us any reason to root for Michael anymore. I don't have any.
I don't
Right,
either.
exactly. It just went on too long. Like Carly has moved on. Like I got why he was mad at first because Carly was heartbroken, but she at this point she's moved on. Sonny's moved on. Why are you still angry?
Mhm.
Queen of the South says because Taggart was undercover a lot and to protect Trina, reason for Trina not having Taggart's last name. Let's see. Stella will never approve of Spencer because of Esme, and that he's a member of the evil Cassadine family. But Trina already said, grown, I'm gonna do what I want to do when it comes to Spencer. She even told her mama that. One thing I
So
can say about Days of Our Lives, they gave us drama, weds, and all secrets come out. Days of Our Lives does know how to end a storyline. Like they'll end it.
Mm,
it,
That would be too
it does
smart of
come
the
to a
these
head
writers.
over there. It does.
mm.
Days of Our Lives as well.
Yes.
That it's good. Like it's good. Michael says that would be too smart for these writers. Portia would be a good twist. It would be a good twist. And they
Mhm.
could always, because you know how they do on the soaps, they could always say, "Oh, some mentally she had this going on, and that's why she reacted the way she reacted." They could always do something if they wanted to keep the character where people forgave her.
Listen, the hill I'm gonna die on with Portia is that she cracked up when she had to wake Oz out of that coma. She cracked up then, and she hadn't been the same since.
Mm.
Just getting to Victoria Rawl as Portia's mother.
Oh,
That would be something different.
True.
She's a wonderful actress. I don't think she'll ever go back to Young and the Restless.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, 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 no.
That is water well under the bridge.
Mm.
He rejects and talks on his own. I'm sorry, just getting through these comments. I don't want nobody to. Lashunta says she doesn't want anyone to get hurt. Um, Sandy says Michael is angry boy. Um, remembers Sonny told Michael he will have to beg both of them need to grow up. Yeah, I remember when Sonny told Michael that, like, if you want forgiveness, you're gonna have to beg. But they've both said horrible things to each other. But I don't know. Now it's like, are they going to wrap this storyline up because the Pikeman issue is happening in 2 weeks, and then Michael is getting married in 2 weeks? So how are they going to do all of that? I don't know.
I
Um,
think I think Sonny is feeding Dex fake information to see where it's going.
That's what I was
I
thinking too.
I
Because
do
what?
too.
I I think Sonny. I think Sonny done seen too many red flags.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because then he tells somebody last time he was with Dex, then he go ahead and call somebody to go ahead and do a thorough background check on him.
I thought
Right.
he had somebody following him too.
Yeah, before he had Brick do a background check, and then he had Frank following him, and then because of I can't remember what else happened, but he said I think it was after Dex told him everything about Jocelyn. He had You're right, Kia. He had someone else to do a background check, and then we never heard anything else about that.
Yeah,
So
I
I think it's
No, wasn't somebody taking pictures of them in the window a week or two ago?
don't know.
No, it was somebody taking pictures of Josh and Dex in their window
Ooh, good. So I think, yeah, you
kissing.
know what? You're right, Dana. I think that Sonny is doing a thorough setup to go and just demolish Dex. And I'm so here for it.
And Dex
I
is
am
I don't think Dex is telling Michael everything. Dex is a cop.
Mhm. Oh my gosh. But they're gonna do the whole Dante storyline redo?
Well, they're good for that, but I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I feel because I know people like Dex, like some people like Dex, but I'm like everything about him is a lie. He lied like since we met him, it's just been lies about who he is, who he's working for. Even with Jocelyn, it's a lie. Like even with that, it's all a lie. As far as you know, she was with Cam and she was with Dex, knowing she had feelings for Cam, and that was a lie. And now he's having her have to lie to Sonny and everything about even
Mhm.
Michael about them being together. So I don't know. I don't trust Dex. I think there's something deeper going on, and Michael
Yeah.
isn't even aware of it.
Yeah. He probably
Exactly.
came with his own agenda, I think.
Remember when Michael wanted out like not too long ago, and Dex
Yep.
talked him back into the game.
Yep.
Right when
Yep.
he found out Willow was sick, he was like, "I can't do this," and Dex was like, "No, no, we need to take him down. We need to take him down." And I'm like,
That's
"Why are
true.
you so invested?"
That's true.
Exactly. He could have took the money then if that's what he was about.
Yeah. Dex has his own agenda that I'm sure we're gonna find out about hopefully really soon in the next 2 weeks.
Trevi said, "I would love if Dex is Sonny's son." That was a rumor going on at one time that Dex is either Sonny's son, Jason's son. He's some kind of way related. Um, there's some kind of way tied to Sonny, whether it's Jason or Sonny's son.
I wish he was his brother Rick's son. Because that would explain the vendetta for me.
Oh yeah, that would actually be good. So
Mm.
Y'all be sure you're being polite to each other in the comments because I know we get passionate about the storylines, but at the end of the day it's entertainment, so we want to be sure that we're being respectful to each other in the comments. And I'm about to wrap this up. Do you guys have any final thoughts or any of the storylines going on?
For me, no, Nina, Carly, please just call a truce. If not for yourselves, for the audience. I don't want to see not one more piece of revenge from either one.
I agree. I agree. Hallelujah. I agree about that. I just think they just
Please,
rebuilding.
please.
Yeah, because it's just gonna be tit for tat. It's just like a cat, chasing a tail or what have you. I just hope that what we didn't get at the wedding, we get at the rehearsal, as far as some explosions regarding that secret, and we get some decent payoff, because that's you can't go ahead and have the audience invested in storylines and then there's no payoff. You got to give them a reason to come back. So hopefully that pans out. And I hope that we'll see what happens. I'm a Sabrina fan, of course, but they're gonna get a bunch of obstacles, but hopefully they'll come those. But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. And one more question before you guys leave. Are y'all still invested in the Brooklyn and Chase storyline?
Absolutely
It's a
not. I checked out.
no, 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 no.
No,
Have a
I
good
checked
night,
it out.
Nikesha.
And I was rooting for them too. It's just like, dag nabbit, Brooklyn, why? I mean, just with the whole Chase thing, and not going ahead and doing the letter. But see, that's the thing. It's like the whole, like, it's not like she just like, oh, I forgot about it. Like, she deliberately withheld all that stuff from him. And then he found out, by someone else, you know. I don't know. I'm just
They
done with Caroline, but
they those two for me, they had a little window of time when they had that baby in the house, up
mm-hmm.
until the time she had to let that baby go, to kind of for that couple to take off, and they didn't use that momentum, and it just fizzled out after that with the next story.
That is true.
Right, and I hope they don't do that with Trina and Spencer, because
I
they're
know.
good
They
at that,
better
where they
not.
draw it out until you're like, I'm no longer invested. LaShunta said, I like Dex, but I wish this revenge was over. Good night, like Nakisha. Thank you so much for joining. Karen Boom Boom Rock says Nicholas stinking in the closet. Are y'all invested in the Austin Ava storyline now that's going on?
I am.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I'm happy for Roger Howard that he's actually getting something substantial to actually, act. He's an actor of high caliber. And that whole Austin
Exactly.
Maxey thing was just dead on arrival. And they didn't
That
even do
wasn't
anything
it.
with it being a Quartermain. I think it would have been very interesting. I saw in the chat earlier this week about, wouldn't it be interesting if he was actually a Cassadine? I mean, it's kind of
Oh.
far fetched, but
Oh
that
yeah.
would explain quite a bit of stuff, but that's just
It
wishful thinking. But
Yeah, I'm
it
getting
would.
invested in that one because I like Ava, and then I liked him since he was Todd. So I was
yes,
disappointed when he didn't have. I was like, why is he not having?
I do
I
too.
like Maxie, but it wasn't there with those two.
right.
Mm-mm.
Nina can't help herself. Carly bridged Arbic to Willow. Oh, Liesel, yes. I don't know. I'm like y'all with the whole Carly and Nina thing, because I just like, okay, I'm over it. Just
You know,
y'all need to get along or just agree to disagree.
I don't know. I don't. There are just some soap rivalries that you love to see two people just it's on site every time, and
Mhm.
then it's Carly and Nina, and it's been on site. I saw it, and I don't want it anymore. Just stop. It just the rivalry doesn't work at all for me. I don't know why.
It's not a legendary rivalry like back in the glory days of Bold and the Beautiful, like Stephanie and Brooke, and
Yeah.
I just, like those real good rivalries. Dorian and Vicky from One Life to Live,
Oh my
you
gosh,
know,
yes.
yeah,
Yes. This isn't
so
it.
yeah.
This isn't it. They just keep lying, and then one gets, that's what I guess what makes it like that, because one gets like, oh, we forgive you, and the other one's like, no, you're a horrible person. And so that's why I'm not interested in it. If they were both get the backlash, then I would be more interested in that. Jane
Mm.
Doe says absolutely no more Chase in Brooklyn, please. And now I thought it was going to be over, and now it's not over. I'm like, I please end this. Lashunta says no BLQ. She extra, but she tried to make it right. Michael says Sonny, Jason, or AJ's son would be even better, making him Michael's brother. What do y'all
Ooh.
think about that?
I like the AJ part because that would explain Dex's vendetta. But then wait a minute, is Joss no Joss isn't blood related to AJ. So yeah, I mean that would be really good actually. If
Well, that would
Dex
make
was
it interesting. That would make
Mhm,
it interesting.
it would. Then it'd be like, then that would change my whole perspective with Dex. It really would because I feel like AJ got shorted. I mean, yes, AJ had issues. I never liked the fact that Carly went ahead and, lied about Michael's parentage and basically had Sonny adopt Michael. And I just felt like AJ got done dirty. So that was
He really did at the end. I don't even like how he left the show. I don't like how they wrote him at the end at all.
Right. And that's when I'm like, if you were mad at Sonny, it seemed like you would have been mad at him at that time and wanting like because he was, but this revenge is lackluster. And someone said it earlier in the comments, but yeah, Michael, the guy who plays Michael, I believe his name is Chad, he doesn't even like the storyline.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's like, how do you find the motivation for that for this long a time? It's been what, over a year of mad at dad, whatever. Gosh.
Right. And Lashunta says Ava is the storyline is a no for her, but she bets Nicholas is gone by the time Austin and Ava gets back. Um
Oh yeah. I bet so too.
Absolutely. He
I,
is gone.
and that's what
I
they
just
did.
don't see them writing that character off
Mm-mm.
forever. I just don't see that. Sandy says Dorian and Vicky. Yes, that was the storyline for her, the rivalry.
Mm.
Jane says Jack and Victor on Young and the
Oh,
Restless.
true. Yep. Yep.
AJ Quartermain was horrible. And so I would love it if he was a Quartermain, either AJ or Jason, because Monica has lost her son and her grandson for years due to Sonny. Yeah, I get it. I
It's
get it.
true.
All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining. Kia and Dana, thank you so much for coming on the live and sharing your thoughts with us
All
as well.
right.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank
If
you.
if you guys don't know, I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the support. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have enjoyed the rest of your night. God bless you. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.